This thing on? This thing working today? Are we on the air? Do we know we're on the air? We on the air. We're fired up. What's up, San Diego? And happy Friday to everybody out there in America's finest city. A little bit of rain today. Had a lot last weekend as well. It's a blustery one out there in San Diego, America's finest city, but we actually get to experience some fall weather today. Glad that we're back up and running, huh? Good news. Allegedly. We have no idea. I mean, Frank and I could just be doing a show to ourselves today. We don't really know, but we're going to keep doing it the entire 4 hours. So if we're in and out, so be it. I know there's a lot of network issues that they have had earlier today. I don't even know if we have gotten the phones to work yet.
No,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
I got nothing on my end as far as the phone lines.
There's a lot of stuff that we're still kind of putting it together. The gremlins are terrorizing the Odyssey Palace today. But you know what? We'll be here. We'll be here ready to go for a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to talk about Aztec basketball a little bit later on in the show. Obviously, a little bit of some issues yesterday. Or no, not issues, but they had issues against Troy. Troy took USC to triple overtime.
Those issues aren't looking as bad anymore now, are they?
Except for the fact that Troy lost every game in Southern California with the exception of the one at San Diego State.
Well, you know.
So that's not great. Not particularly great. We'll talk more about that later on. We do want to talk about Aztec football here in a second as well. Aztecs have San Jose State tomorrow. A little bit of a throwback night they're going to have. And with that comes throwback concession pricing, which is great. Phenomenal. Love it.
Throwback ticket and parking prices too? Or?
I didn't see that.
Oh, well.
They did ticket. Didn't they do a ticket deal or no? Did they not do that?
I don't remember seeing a ticket deal this week. I remember it was the 2 for $40 was last week. I don't remember seeing I don't remember seeing one for this week.
Looks like we're live on Twitter. All right. We're okay. Natural casing is only $275. It's Nate Taylor said.
And I'm getting no commission for that, by the way.
Yeah, you get nothing. You get nothing, you'll like it. Hopefully the weather is decent so we can get some people out there to support the Aztecs football team. We're going to talk about how they can make the college football playoffs. So you're saying there's a chance. As outlined in the newspaper today, the San Diego Union Tribune lays out how San Diego State could potentially make the college football playoff. We're going to talk about that in just a second.
Our good friend Eddie Brown.
Eddie Brown was on it. How about that? Should have asked Eddie about that yesterday. Didn't know he was working on that. It's good stuff. Saying there's a chance. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We also want to dive into Padres news. Again, the Padres news is there is an update on Padres.tv. We got an update last night. We did. Padres put out an announcement today. I do want to get that passed along from the Padres social media account. Dear Padres fans, you may have seen the news this week about MLB reaching a new agreement with ESPN related to MLB.tv. We wanted to let you know that there are no changes to Padres TV for the 2026 season. You will continue to have the same great access to watch Padres baseball with Don and Mud, both in and out of market in 2026 through the Padres.tv streaming service. No additional service purchase will be required to enjoy Padres.tv next season. As always, Padres games will also be available via linear cable and satellite distributors, as well as over-the-air telecasts for select games in 2026. Thank you for your continued support of Padres baseball. Nothing changes. Nothing changes.
For next year.
For next year. They don't know anything about 2027 yet, but you know what? Nothing changes for next year. We don't have to worry about that. We're going to kick the can down the road. We don't have to worry about it.
I don't think anyone knows anything about 2027 right now.
No.
To be fair.
We don't know anything about 2027. That's a fact when it comes to what's going on in Major League Baseball. So I wanted to pass that along. Before we talk about Aztecs football, I do want to mention, last night I was at the USD women's volleyball game.
Mm-hmm.
Got to call the game for ESPN Plus.
It went well from what I heard.
It did. They won in 3 sets, which was great. And let me tell you, they had every team in every USD athletics team that was in town was at the game.
Awesome.
Full force, too. It wasn't like, oh, here's a couple of players from the men's soccer team. Oh, here's a couple of players from the tennis team. No, it was full force. The entire football team was there.
Whew.
They had men's and women's tennis there. They had cross country. and track there for women's. They had softball was there, baseball was there, rowing was there, women's soccer was there, men's soccer, as I mentioned before. I mean, they had almost every sports team there last night.
That's
and it
awesome.
was fun. And the energy was fun. And they all sat courtside. I don't know who had the tickets for the baseball team. Brock, what are we doing? Brock's team had to sit in the stands. Everybody else had courtside seats. I don't know what the baseball team did to not get the courtside seats. But the energy in that place was fun. For volleyball, it was great. I had a great time calling the game. USD was playing Pepperdine. Pepperdine, the number 2 team in the West Coast Conference. And overall, a great performance for the Toreros. They won another West Coast Conference championship game, and they're in the NCAA tournament now for the first time since 2022 when they went to the Final Four. So a big congratulations to Jen Petrie and the USD volleyball team last night for getting the win. But here's where the things got. This is the stuff that sometimes you have to do as a broadcaster. I've only had to do this one other time. But you know when like Kevin Burkhardt goes out there, trophy presentation, all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that last night for USD. So I had to call the final play. I couldn't let it breathe a lot, though, because I had to get out there to stay on the stage. So I had to like quickly sign off after the call. The woman from the West Coast Conference presented the trophy. She didn't say anything she just presented the trophy. And then it was like, all right, you're going to interview Olivia Bennett, 1 question, and Jen Petrie, 1 question. And I was like, all right, sounds good. That was the most nervous I've been doing broadcasting in a long time. Because it's like, you have to ask the right question. You got to execute it perfectly. You can't stutter, none of that stuff. And it's a big moment for those young women and for Coach Petrie and all their parents and their families. I mean, they just won a championship game. They just won a championship game. Like, you don't want to mess that up. And so as those points were tracking down, I'm sitting there trying to call the game and not mess that up because you can't mess up the championship call.
No.
Right? You have to have your thoughts together for that. And then I was thinking, like, what am I going to ask the college kid? And what am I going to ask the head coach?
What am I going to ask the coach after I just asked her about 15 questions a couple of hours ago?
I know, exactly. So I make it through the championship call. It's posted. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, that was a great. You did a solid job with the call. I'll give you that.
Don't want to play it though.
I didn't have it up and ready to play, and nor do I have the ability to play it right now. But
you can't play it through that computer's not working at all.
No, the internet's out on this computer.
That's terrible. That's terrible. It's on social media if you want to check it out. I didn't start on the call. Executed the call as best as I could to try to, do it for them. And then after that, I had to go there and it's chaos, right, on the court. I'm trying to remember where I was supposed to stand, where am I supposed to go. And so all I've been thinking about is the question for Olivia Bennett and the question for Jen Petrie. Now, Olivia Bennett is the only player that was from that 2022 Final Four team. And so I was like, well, what? I didn't want to do the comparison question. I think that's unfair. So I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, how did the crowd help propel you guys tonight? So that's the question I asked Olivia Bennett. Then she got to rant. Then not rant, but she got to congratulate the crowd, all the stuff. Great stuff. And then it was awkward. I'm like, all right, and Coach Petrie, she was on the other side. I had to get her over there. And so I asked the question for Coach Petrie was like, what makes this team so special? Which is exactly what I asked her on air yesterday. But it doesn't matter. It's a new audience. And I said, like we talked about earlier, trying to get a little shameless plug in there for the Braden Surprenant show as much as I could. Like we talked about earlier, what makes this team so special? And then it was, let it roll, whatever. And then as she's talking, I'm like, how do I get out of this exactly? I didn't plan the exit. I didn't have an exit plan to this entire situation. I was like, all right, what are we going to do? And then I'm like, you know what? I'll just announce again that they're West Coast Conference champion.
Guys, back to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute.
But
I'm the guys.
going back to?
Yeah, I'm the guys. Wait a second. Hold on.
That would have been super awkward if I just was like, thanks. So I had to announce that they were, I was like, I'm going to announce that they're the West Coast Conference champions again.
That's the
but
easiest
then
way to
I
do
stole the thunder from Callum McClurg, who's the PA guy. The PA guy for the goals. Cal, you met Callan before.
Oh.
He's in the chat sometimes. Then Callan says the exact same thing right after I did. I'm like, I'm just going to walk away.
Oops.
I'm just going to walk away. Just going to walk away.
My bad, dog. Sorry.
I was like, was that good enough? My heart was beating out of my chest. I don't get nervous for broadcasting anymore. I don't get nervous for play-by-play. I don't get nervous for this. I mean, I went and talked to the old pros at Spartans the other day. No nerves whatsoever. Those moments, though, freak me out. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you're not used to doing it. It's not a nightly occurrence. So you gotta, you don't prepare necessarily to be in that moment because you're always, well, there's a loss is just as likely. So why should I prepare for, the win when I don't really prepare for the loss either? So you do 100 games for every one potentially championship game that you get to do.
I know. And so like I was that part was that's the scary part. That's the scary part. All right. So I don't know. I mean, it sounds like we're at least on YouTube. Prolific the Great on the YouTube chat is saying that maybe the radio is not that great right now. We could try to check that. We'll try our best today. I know they're dealing with a lot of stuff, but we're going to keep it real on the show throughout the entire day. And we're going to talk about the Aztecs and San Jose State when we come back. It's a big football game tomorrow, and you're saying there's a chance. Eddie Brown laid out everything that needs to happen for San Diego State to make the college football playoff. It's still around. They still have a shot. We'll tell you what they have to do and what has to happen for the Aztecs to potentially get a 12 seed in the college football playoff. We'll talk about that next on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan.
you